I just called to say I love you. I just called to say I care. I just called to say my heart is here to be open to what you have to say. So, someone left me a little message and said that Cowboy Santa Larry was a bit harsh this morning. So I went back and watched it. And I sent that person a little text saying that they were right, you know. But, you know, Cowboy Santa Larry can often be that way. And, you know, all the Bobs were like, and again, I keep referencing TV shows. But that TV show, Stargate, again, was this kind of powers that shouldn't be, these little reference point to saying, hey kids, this is what kind of is going on. We're out there, we're all over the place. There are all these kind of wild, crazy folk from all over the place, not just from Earth and not just from our solar system and not just from the universe, but from other dimensions, other, all kinds of stuff. You know, and back in the day when the powers that be kind of found out about this stuff around the Civil War time, they really didn't think, that, you know, the average person would notice, even though, like, one of those little moments was when Chicago got burned to a crisp. And it wasn't just Chicago, it was like everywhere. Anyway, so I, Sensei Al Bob, not Santa Larry there, has to, you know, be responsible for all the Bobs, right? Because in that TV show, one of the bad guys, you know, it was straight out of, you know, something from the 19th century, this TV show, you know, Stargate, because there was the white hats, the black hats, this and that, and they were mixing in all the kind of things that were really kind of going on, and they were giving the general public back home, you know, a view, so they, you know, when this stuff does, you know, land on their front lawn, they instead of freaking out, they'll kind of go, oh, that's kind of like that TV show. But they had this one bad guy. His name was Ball, and he was straight out of like a Snidely Whiplash. You know, he had a black mustache that he twirled and everything. And he thought he was the smartest guy. He thought he's just so cool. He deserved to rule the universe. But you know, he was kind of a dweeb. Anyway, there was one point where they kind of backed him in a corner, and the only way he got out of it was that he churned out a whole bunch of clones, like on a Xerox machine. And the first one he turned out was almost as smart as he was. And the second one was a little less smart until they got down to the 59th, you know, ball. And that guy couldn't even tie his shoelaces. And, you know, in the Bob family, that's true too. And not all the Bobs are as diplomatic as Sensei Al Bob, or as, they're all as sweet. And I have to say, me speaking as Sensei Al Bob, that John Birmingham is a great guy. He's my brother. He's been very generous to me. And I love him dearly. And I wouldn't be talking to you on this thing if he hadn't stuck his camera in front of my face, you know? And he was very, what's the right word, persistent about it. I mean, I could get that thing out of my face, you know, at the beginning. But then I started to tell stories, and I realized, well, this is you know, I need to be, even though I'm an old dog, I need to learn new tricks, and John's going to teach me. So I have to say thank you. I have to say thank you for everything, John. You're a good guy. You do your best. You know, I just get frustrated sometimes because I see how great you are. And I see how much you suffer, and I don't want you to suffer. And I just sometimes get frustrated by the fact that I can't make you, you know, step up, And I guess I know that it's not, in me to do that. You got to do that yourself. I can be that pebble for you. You can surf on the little waves of my pond, and I'll always be there for you. And I will not speak ill of you in the media or anywhere else, and I normally don't. But even though that was Santa Larry Bob this morning, I have to be responsible for all the Bobs because they're on this channel, Dreamy Dreamland with Sensei Al Bob. And the Cowboy Bobs were meant to be the Will Rogers version of Sensei Al Bob. And sometimes, not so much. So, what I wanted to really talk about is that sense of unconditional love. So, what did I do between... I ended up finishing that morning chat with Cowboy Santa Larry Bob. And so what did I do? I went back and I kind of looked at all of your YouTube pages and sites and stuff, right? And others, I went and looked at things that are on my stream that you guys put there and other people put there. And I see this trend, I'm this guy who looks at trends. And, that's this whole thing. We are at countdown. We are at day 22 of 40. We're getting close to 40. And when it gets to 10 before, when I get down to the countdown, 10, 9, 8, 7, it's going to be interesting. So things are popping up, And like I said, I keep seeing things that we talk about in the last few weeks coming out in the general, consciousness of the planet, So I see that there's this effect going on, and it's coming from not just Sensei Al Bob, but from all the family. That, the wave is picking up steam. So we have to kind of get a little more serious. And after reading a couple of, things, and I like David Icke stuff. And David's got really good stuff. He really is coming from a good place. And he is trying to put forth, positive message of that first positive forward step, and he does his best. And if you watch it, there's a lot of good information. You've got a good place to come from. And if you go on my feed, there are a ton of really interesting YouTube sites, and that's the beauty of YouTube, man. There's a ton of stuff out there. So I was looking at a lot of it and realizing the real deal is we can't expect anybody to fix it. People going about, because all it is, it's a script. The powers that shouldn't be are writing the script, and they got some pretty powerful tools and pretty powerful cohorts from all kinds of dimensions, and they screw with people big time. They abduct them, they, probe them, they do all kinds of stuff. They put them in terrible situations, they traumatize them. But we, as the individual soul, that they're trying to, that's, the brass ring that the powers, I shouldn't be in power, and their cohorts of dark creatures. And there's some pretty, everything, in the beginning it was all dark. And then love said, "Hey, what's going on? I can't see anything. Turn on the lights." Bing, then there was light. Bottom line is that everything comes from love's unconditional love. Even the most horrible, terrible things come in essence, not totality, because what we're experiencing is just 0.0095% of the universe. So we're not getting very much. And the dark vampire crew come from that not very much side of the fence. And so they don't realize that they barely don't exist, you know? And so they live in fear because, they don't want to just pop out of non existence or pop into non existence, So, but the only way to truly change the world that we're existing, and because it's heaven and hell right at the same time. No one, when you die, you're not getting out, If you haven't dealt with the issues, you're coming back. And if you die and you have dealt with your issues, well, you're going to ascend. But it's only going to be one step. It's not like making the big time. It's just the next step, right? Where you realize more and more. So all those folks out there in all other dimensions and planets and solar systems and universes, the majority of them have ascended a step or two. And if they're here, they're only trying to help us out. There is that 0.0095% that are being really nasty. And the thing about being really nasty, it's like the squeaky wheel gets the grease, It's very obvious, the really nasty. The sweet and kind, not so much. It kind of fades in the background. It is the more powerful. Love is way more powerful than hate and anger and fear and all those things, because they're illusions and love is real. But doesn't have to show itself. Doesn't have to, I got to prove that no, it just is, right? So love when it gets inside of you. I mean, there was a great, Bill Murray did a film about Scrooge, right? And that last scene, after he has that realization, and he turns, from being in the movie, he turns the camera and talks to the audience. And he talks about love. And if you want it, you really want it, you really feel it, you know that's what you want to be. That's when you start to ascend. You realize that that's who you are, that's what you want, that's what it's going to be, And so you start living that, and it gets stronger and stronger. Okay, and your ego, you get this egoless ego. It's there because we are in our bodies and we have this thing going on, but let's see. That's for sure. David has courage. And he's, I've known him from the beginning, and so he keeps himself in check, and he keeps making the forward baby steps. He is so different from when he started out. He doesn't have to prove anything anymore. He's in total service. Well, I'm going to keep wearing them because I love the glasses too. Purple's one of my. See, my pillow is purple. Right? It's one of my favorite colors. It's neither red nor blue, it's purple. So it's like around 3 o'clock, give or take. I'm still going to do my 7 p.m. thing. I just wanted to jump in because I was thinking about all of this, and I wanted to set the tenor for the 7 p.m. chat. So I know you guys and gals will all be there. So go back into how you're feeling about this. Take whatever little, I keep notebooks around because I get an idea and I write it down. Because I'm saying, oh, I'll get to my laptop and I'll type, no. Oh, well, no. Unless I write it right down, my head is like a, screen door. There's so much stuff up there, it's like hard to keep it in one place. Boo. Yep, I'm gonna have a little nap. But before I sign off here, I want the 5 of you to join me in a meditation to send John Birmingham some true love, to help him make that first step forward, to help him break out of, the thing he's stuck in, And that's, I'm not going to say bad, good, or indifferent. I just say I love him and I want the best for him. That's the prayer I'm sending him, And from that's like the wick to the rest of humanity. And let's try and build this love force stronger and stronger. So, because I was looking at all these other YouTube things, and it's so bad guy, good bad. Donald Trump's terrible. Donald Trump's going to save us. He's the devil. No. We are the angel. We are the devil. We are the hero. We have to change our own life. We can be the example. We can be the pebble in the pond. But, and I have to keep learning all my lessons over and over again. I can't just be can't do it for somebody else. I can be the example. I can help them, be the hand up, but I can't be the hand out. So, okay, so breathing 20% in, 30% out. 20% in, 30% out. Focus your conscious mind on your breath. Illuminate your imaginary mirror. Open the door to your library of your Akashic record. Shine the light from your imaginary mirror. Shine the light of the prana, the life force of the universe, of love's unconditional co-creation. And you breathe deep. And you're walking into your Akashic record, and you see in front of you your reading table, your reading chair, bright light coming and illuminating your table. And to your left is your librarian. See your librarian clearly. Your animal totem. See your clearly. Your guardian angel. See your guardian angel clearly. And your librarian brings your Akashic record in front of you, and you open it up, and you feel in front of your reading desk is a big, big fireplace. All these big stones, but you look closer and you see that they're Akashic records. And there's a big flame in your fireplace, and that is the eternal flame of love's unconditional co-creation. Feel that love. Feel it warmth. Feel it healing every nuance of your being. And I want you to open the book to a blank 2 pages, and in the middle of that blank 2 pages, the main screen appears, and around the main screen 28 little screens that give perspective to the main screen from every angle. See it clearly. Now I want you all to put that thing that bothers you the most, that challenge, that frustration, that thing that leads to anger, that thing that can lead to fear, that thing that you don't want to say but can be the thing that leads to shame. And these are the things that are corrosive to the connection, to love's co-creation. When we realize the powerless of all of that, of anger, fear, shame, that they don't exist, they're only there to control us. And it's the tool of the powers that shouldn't be. And all their ilk, their cabal of useless illusion. See that clear. And put all of that in your Akashic record, and you put it on the page, and you're looking at the other 28 little screens, and you're seeing all the different perspectives going, oh, I shouldn't be scared of that. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. And then, boom, you close the book. And that feelings of shame and fear and anxiety and frustration are no longer in you. And the only thing you can feel is love's unconditional forgiveness and the power of love's co-creation. Feel that that is all there is. See it clearly. Feel it. Now stand up and stretch out and feel every nuance of your body, your soul, your consciousness, all of it together in unified progression. And to your right, you'll see a doorway. Go over to that doorway, you walk through it, and your hand is on the railing, and you realize a staircase that leads up to a bridge that takes you to the top. And above you is the stars, the galaxies, of the universes, of the other dimensions of everything in love's existence of co-creation. Then you look down from the railing of the bridge, and you see your superconscious mind. You see the sanctuary of your own choosing. See it clearly. And now you're walking down the bridge, and your foot steps on your sanctuary of your own choosing, and it could be anything that you want it to be. Thing that brings you the most centered joy and completeness with love's co-creation. See it clearly. And in this sanctuary of your own choosing, you can acquire, create, make, manufacture anything you want. And that's how you become who you want to be. You visualize this. See it clearly. And in every day and every way, you will take the pieces of the earth and make it stronger by being that you want to be. Not because you think it's going to make you cool or people are going to think better. No, because it's going to make you feel joy. You will enjoy your life. Every nanosecond of your existence, you will enjoy, because that is what being in co-creative existence with love is. See it clearly. Your conscious mind is totally focused on your breath. You are no longer in whatever place you were. You are in your sanctuary of your own choosing. See it clearly. Remember it clearly. From this point on, you can go there. Just close your eyes, breathe 20%, bingo, you're there. Right? And in this place, you can do whatever you want. You can experiment, you can build, you can feel, you can do it. So, I'm going to be quiet for a moment, and in that moment, you're going to experience 2-week vacation. Here you go. Bon voyage. your conscious mind that distracts you all the time, that little squirrel in the cage in your brain, it is totally quiet. You are in your sanctuary of your own choosing. You're there now. You feel the most amazing joy. You are in co-creation with love. See it clearly. Now walk forward, and you will come upon a thing called a gazebo. Stairs goes up to a stage with a little roof over it, go on up there. And from the gazebo, 360-degree view of your sanctuary of your own choosing, you can see every square inch of it. You know, from ground level, things can maybe be off in the way over there, and you may not get to see it, but from your gazebo, you can see everything you can see. You know, all existence is observable from your gazebo. See it clearly. Now, I want you to think of a question, you know, something that's really important to you. Okay, close your eyes, think of the question, say it out loud, open your eyes, and turn 180, and you will see a person or something that will answer your question. And now they're answering your question. And now you have the answer. So any question you need, go to your sanctuary of your own choosing, go up to the top of your gazebo, say the question out loud, turn around, and bingo, the answer will be right there. See it clearly. And now, your breath, is totally focused on being in your sanctuary. And you walk down from the gazebo, you walk over to your bridge, you walk over the bridge on top, you're looking down at your sanctuary of your own choosing, get a good view of it, remember it, see it clearly. Now you're walking down the bridge, you're walking into your library, and there's your librarian, your animal totem, your guardian angel. You bow with respect and grace and gratitude and thank them for their assistance. I'm going to count from 3 to 1, and when I say 1 for the final time, you'll be right back here, right awake. You feel joyous and refreshed and unbelievable, and you've sent that joy and refreshment out to the rest of the world. And this is how, in the next 20 or so days, we are going to bring forth together as a family, all our relations, the most positive outcome to this little soap opera that's playing out in front of us. Now, there is no good or bad. There's just all our relations. And there is no, right or wrong. It's just love's co-creation. So in every day and every way, we will take a forward step, no matter how small it is, a forward step to the positive realization of love's co-creation with all and everything on existence, on every plane. You got the message, right? So, here it is, 29 minutes and 17 seconds. I think 29 minutes and 29 seconds. I'm going to say goodbye. I'll see you at 7 p.m.-ish. And think about what we just did and where we're going to go with that, okay? I love you guys. Catch you later. See you later tonight around 7.